Welcome back to the channel, guys. Click like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Let's get right back into it. So in the first couple videos, I showed you how to set up different things as far as your setup, what's going to be in the business plan, how to set up websites and logos, what to actually put in your executive summary. And now we're going to the math portion of the business plan, which is the main and most important part. And the first leg of that is the business startup cost. Now, right here, I have a template of what's really into like performance-based business or services. If you have a product-based business, I can actually go over that too. But right now, I want to do the service-based business first, and then we'll go over the products-based business right after this. Okay, so first thing you want to kind of lay out, and you can kind of lay this out in Excel spreadsheets, or you can just grab a template off of Google or Bing or anything like that. But Excel also has these in their sheets. If you have Excel sheets, if you have Google Sheets, they also have a template for business startups. So I'm going to break it down. So the first thing should be your funding. Okay, your funding is going to go like this. So if you're an owner of the business, of the service-based business, how much money are you putting in? Okay, and then what's the estimated cost of you running that business? Okay, and then there's the actual cost, what you already have, and all the um so the estimates are, if in case you have overhead, the actual is what you already have in the bank or um in the business already. So as you can see on this this one here, you see estimated cost is 10,000, actual cost is 96. So he actually has 9,600 in the bank. He's estimated to go over by $400. Owner 2 has 5,000, and then it has 5,000 actual cost, which is a negative 500. So in order for them to run this business, they said they need $15,000. So that's already as them or a private investor coming in, and that's how much money they have already. So that's money all they have already. Again, estimates are what you projected to have, and actuals are what you have right now. Now the second part is bank loans. If you guys want to take out bank loans, um, you want to write in the business plan if you estimated to take a bank loan, how much you want the bank loan for versus what you already have. Most of you, as a startup business, you won't have a bank loan unless you already went and got approved for a bank loan. Okay, the next one is other funding. If you got grants, if somebody just gave you money that's not an investor, make sure it's not an investor. You will put that in other. Okay, so you gotta kind of display how much you're gonna actually spend on the business, because you can't spend all your money and not have they're not gonna borrow you any type of money, or you can't have any type of grants or anything without they have to see where the money is going. Let me back up a little bit. In this startup cost, always put your potential salary inside there. Why? Is because how much you think you're going to be making off the business. And we'll get back into that in the 3-year plan, which is the next video, the 3-year plan and the 3-year budget. But always put how much you're gonna want to make for the startup of the business. So if you want to make 15 to 40, you'll put that in your estimated versus the actual. Now you have to um, put inside the estimate. Let me rephrase that. you don't want to overpay yourself versus how much you have in the business. So if the business startup is going to be $10,000, you don't want to pay yourself more than $10,000, if that makes sense, because the bank doesn't want to borrow you money to pay yourself. They want to see that projected already out. So if your projections for any business say you want to start at $100,000, don't make your salary more than $100,000. Make your salary somewhere reasonable. And I just used $100,000 because that's just the easier way. If your business startup is going to be, and this is for service based business right now. If you're going to pay yourself $40,000, make sure you have a substantial amount of startup costs over $40,000. Okay, so we all know we need advertising. So what I like to group this in as a bundle. So instead of writing all these out, I will write marketing. Instead of doing all, as you can see, advertising for opening, basic website development, down payment, remodeling, and all that stuff, like business cards and stuff. Those will all go under my marketing budget. So I would just name, instead of all this stuff right here, I would just name that as marketing. So the 5 things I like to put for costs, just to break it down, and if you, in service based business you can break it down like this, or you could just put a a basic topic like marketing, licensing, fees, rentals, building rentals, rent, um, electricity, or any costs like that. And then you also want to have operating capital. So I'm actually gonna kind of circle this. So advertising for opening. How much is it gonna bring? Gonna How much are you gonna spend to bring potential customers in? So 9 times out of 10, the biggest expense you're gonna have for service-based businesses is, or any type of business for that matter, is advertising and marketing. How are you gonna bring people into your business? Now, that's gonna eat up maybe up what I like to do for my businesses, I should say, is more than 40% of the actual budget, or 40 to 60% is spent on marketing. Why? Because it doesn't matter if I'm spending 60% on a different area of business if I can't get customers to buy things, or um, provide service for a customer. So the rule of thumb for myself is I like to spend at least 60% of the business startup or business costs or business budgeting on marketing. Okay, startup fees can go anywhere from uh, startup licensing, formulating your business. Remember in the business setup one I was telling you about, the state costs. It's $130 for the state of Wisconsin, so I will already put that into my licensing part. If you guys need computers, I think everybody needs a computer. So you want to put your computers, your fixtures, desk, any installation of networks like Wi-Fi, or if you got anything like that. Now you're gonna put all that in the startup. Okay, so advertising for opening, you're gonna estimate how much it's gonna cost. Basic website, as we can, I was explaining over in the logos and website videos, and you can go back and look at those. Uh, you can go actually have somebody build it for a lot cheaper. Brand development, that's really part of the marketing part. Building down payment. Now, if you guys are gonna operate from a building or a brick and mortar, make sure you capture a down payment. If you're gonna down payment, or if you're gonna rent, make sure when you starting up your business to formulate at least 6 months worth of rent. Okay, put in 6 months worth of rent into your business startup costs. Why? Because generally in the first 6 months, unless you're like dynamic at marketing or you have a, a high volume based business, you might not gonna see a whole bunch of customers if you're at a brick and mortar store right away. No, that's why I say with 6 months, 6 to 8 months worth of rent inside your business startup. Okay, business cards again, you can get those for very cheap. Computer hardware. When you start your business, if you're not going to get approved for a lot of money, there's also refurbished. You might want to go refurbished, and refurbished is just as good as brand new or open box if you need open box. But but if you're not going to get approved for high amount of money, or you just going to start up your own capital with your own capital, always look for refurbished deals or things that's been open boxed. Those things that help you a lot in the startup. Franchise fees. If you say if you're a real estate agent and you're working with a big company, most of those companies give you those marketing tools and give you the startup costs. But if you actually need to go and do a business plan for your and go into business for yourself as a service based business up and those fees at time. Internet setup, deposit, yeah, you want to work that into your utilities part. Legal fees if you have a professional fee if you have to renew your licensing or you have to go anything. Very important. Operating cash. How much are you gonna need to operate your business? Okay, and that doesn't include your utilities or monthly costs. The operating cash portion of your business is how much on a daily basis are you going to be spending to actually run that business. So, say for instance, you have a employee. How much is it going to cost that employee to work for you? Or if you have, there's different scenarios of operating costs. So your working capital, you want your working capital always to be on the plus side, on the positive side. So your working capital is in also in your bank account. So how much capital do you have to flexibly work? Hardware, utilities, we already talked about that. Signage, if you want that stuff. Telephone. Let me get to the telephone. Guys, you don't need an iPhone 11 to run a business. Okay? Unless you got business credit, good business credit, and you can put that phone in the business name. Do not go get the most expensive phone you can find, because if you don't have it in the business name, they will tell you can't use it. Okay, um, so make sure if you do buy a iPhone 11, you have it in business credit, not in your own personal name. Then you can't, for some reason, you can't write it off on your taxes if it's not in the business name. So tools and supplies. What supplies do you need to actually run the business? Pencils, pens. If you're a private contractor, what kind of tools do you need there? So okay, so this is the service portion of it. I'm going to actually get into the products based in the next video, and a lot of it is the same, except for you're going to have to um, tell them what your beginning cost of your products and how much do you intend to sell. So let me just pull this one up real quick. Now we're into the product space business. So let me backtrack. Okay, on this sheet, I actually had told you the reverse of what the estimated is and what the actual is. So the estimated is what you already have in the business. And the actual is how much, or you estimate how much is going to run the business. The actual is after you do your research, you'll see how much it actually is to run the business. So I apologize for that. I had them switched around. Hopefully you lasted this long, but I had it flipped around in theory. So the estimated is what you have and what you already potentially could have, and the actual is after you do your research, or and then you'll see how much it actually is to run the business actually after you priced it out. Okay, so product based business, you actually want to have that startup attached to something like this. So you will have the product name or the name of your business. So basically, this will be your name of your business here. Your quantity, you want to set it up like this: the materials and production costs, and the total cost of making it, and then the hours. So something like this is the best one I can find because I'm not in a product based business. When I started my product based business, I started it out of my own pocket from funds of a different business. So I didn't have to actually go through a product based business far as getting startup capital. But I've been trained through the SCORE program, and I also had took classes on how to build a business. So yeah, your basic products will be your business, your batch or your units. How much are you selling for? So if you have a number of different um, business, now this is just for a restaurant. Okay, if you guys want to start up like your own bakery or your own little food truck or whatever, um, say you need flour and sugar and all these different things will go under here. Okay, and then the quantity, the cost, how much it costs if you get bringing it in, shipping, and the other costs, and then you'll get your total. But if you like in something that's not related to food, materials can be the actual product. Okay, so say if you're selling fire trucks for any or fire equipment or anything like that, your quantity of your fire equipment will go here, the quantity will go here, the cost of actually buying the so the actual warehouse cost or the wholesale cost, the cost of shipping, and then any other cost, and then that will be your total. Okay, so if you're like in an Amazon based business and just say you're into sending pipe fittings through an Amazon affiliate or something, you put the PVC pipe here, the cost of it, the cost of shipping it, and any other cost, and then it'll total out here. Leave your quantity. Now, production cost is how much. Now, if you're in a restaurant business, as we have stated before, how much does it cost for you to process the like say if you're baking cakes, how much does it cost for you to box it up or wrap it up? That cost will go here, the shipping will go here, and then the total cost here. And then what you will do at the end of that, where it says hours to make a batch, uh, it might be how many hours did you take to make a dozen of pies or something will go here. But at the end, you want to add this and add this. And then you want to make a section on your business report or your business startup. Just say baking cost or whatever, cost of goods. Yeah, put cost of goods here. So then you'll put, instead of estimate, the cost of goods would be how much you pay for the production, I mean not the production, the materials, and then how much you're selling it for, and then that'll be your over and under. Okay, so if you want to, I just use this restaurant startup because that's the best way to formulate it without me actually going to make a sheet for it. Uh, so again, if you're having like that's if you're making your own products. If you're not making your own products here, this will change from material to actual products. uh, and then you'll put the cost, the shipping, the cost of the wholesaler, anything like that. Okay, guys. So the next one we're gonna do our 3 year plan. So it'll be a little more constructive as far as the 3 year plan. And that's the main part of the business plan is the 3 year plan. They want to know how much are they gonna need to give you for you to stay in business so you can pay that loan back, or if you're trying to get a grant, how much are they going to give you in a grant so you can actually run your business, because they don't want to see you go out of business. That means they don't get their money back. So you have to come up with a 3-year plan or either a 5-year plan. I like to do 3-year plans because you just don't know within the next 5 years how it's going to happen. So 3-year plan is the next video. Okay, click like, subscribe. If you guys have any questions or anything, or where to find templates and stuff, leave the comments below. See you next time.